Hi everyone and welcome once again to NJPW Extra. I'm Chris Charlton right here in the NJPW Event Center where finally we are down to the final three, the last three events of G1 Climax 32 in the Nippon Budokan. And it's been a crazy week on NJPW Strong and a very historic one. Let's take a look at what's been happening around the world in New Japan Pro Wrestling this week. In Japan, the month-long journey of G1 Climax 32 is rattling towards its Budokan conclusion this week with 3 nights, August 16th, 17th and 18th, deciding the final league matches, the semi-finals, and then the finals. Who makes it to those finals? Well, battles this week in Osaka and Hiroshima narrowed down the field, but plenty of battles were too close to call. Kazuchika Okada fell for the first time in the tournament to the monster Jonah in Osaka, keeping the top dog in the mix, as well as the Murder Hawk monster Lance Archer, and going into the weekend by the skin of his teeth, Jeff Cobb. But in B Block, it was a much more simple affair. Jay White racking up 4 wins in a row and reducing B Block to a 2-horse race with Tama Tonga, those two facing off Tuesday in their final league matches. In C Block, intense competition grew between Hiroki Goto, Hiroshi Tanahashi, Zack Sabre Jr., and Tetsuya Naito, as all 4 held a claim to the top spot going into the last weekend, while D Block was an intricate balancing act that had all 7 participants still in the mix as the wire rapidly approached, as well as some thrilling action put out by the likes of Shingo Takagi and Will Ospreay, and Juice Robinson and El Phantasmo with the most unique match of the tournament to date. Who emerges as the strongest of the summer? Find out over 3 nights from the Nippon Budokan live in English on NJPWWorld.com. On NJPW Strong, history was made this week as the first ever Strong Openweight Tag Team Champions were crowned, and their names indeed are Carl Fletcher and Mark Davis, Aussie Open. They got past Christopher Daniels and Yuya Uemura to be crowned the first Strong Tag Team Champions in Charlotte, North Carolina. Despite Chris Daniels and Uemura having the early edge, it was a misplancha from Daniels that saw Aussie Open take over and separate the veteran from his LA Dojo partner. But when he finally made the tag, Uemura tore into both United Empire representatives. As Daniels came back in, he went up to the top but was rocked with a massive powerbomb, leaving Uemura left alone to fend for himself against both opponents. He used the same Frankensteiner that got him into the finals, but it was broken up, and though Uemura escaped Coriolis one time and used a parade of strikes, his time would eventually run out, and Coriolis would strike to give Aussie Open the belts. But the new champs would soon have their first challenges, in the form of Jor-El Nelson making a challenge for both him and Royce Isaacs, the West Coast Wrecking Crew. That came off the back of Jor-El Nelson beating Shane Haste in the opening match of the evening on NJPW Strong. Nelson having the early control, Haste used his athleticism to escape, and on the outside, a back body drop on the apron and another in the ring set the pace of the match. The DDT from Shane and a powerbomb got 2, and as Nelson came back, he went up to the top but got superplexed and was in trouble until a schoolboy with a handful of tights got the victory. That gave Nelson and Isaacs the justification to challenge for the Strong Openweight title. And in a big heavyweight clash of the evening, Hikuleo perhaps earned the right to a future challenge to the Strong Openweight Singles Champion Fred Rosser. Former #1 contender Big Damo was his opponent tonight, and it was, as many fans would expect, a big brawl both in and out of the ring. Back inside, Damo took the young gun down and hit a senton, but the Vader Bomb would miss, and in the end, Hikuleo would score a chokeslam out of nowhere to pick up the victory. August 16th to the 18th, Tuesday through Thursday this week, NJPWWorld.com is the place to be for live English coverage. First of 8 of the final block matches, and then semi-finals and finals of G1 Climax 32 on the king of sports streaming services. And if you want to catch NJPW live, August 21st, the Vermont Hollywood coming up this Sunday with a stacked card, including announced this week, Taiji Ishimori, the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion, returns to Strong to face Allen Angels, and much, much more. Get your tickets njpw1972.com. And how about Autumn Action in Las Vegas, Sam's Town Live, playing host to the NJPW strong debut of Shingo Takagi, and much, much more. That coming up September the 11th. And more to come from NJPW Extra next week, as we'll have the fallout from G1 Climax 32 to talk about, and some very exciting news for further afield fans all the way around the world. So that's all to come next week. Until next time, Gokigenyo, sayonara.